Well, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is feeling really well and beautiful sunny day at Sunburst. This room is such a special place to gather. It was so many years in the making, and I was really honored to be a part of that process. Today, I'd like to talk about a topic which I think we all can relate to. I know when I was preparing for this topic, I was reflecting on it a lot, and it did bring up some emotion, and it was um, it was healing. It was starting to be healing, and it gave me some perspective. And the topic is forgiveness, and that's a practice forgiveness for healing. Forgiveness is a healing practice, and as a practice, it's something that we can do um, for ourselves, and it's an active um, process. I was born under the sign of Libra, and it is said in astrology that the birth sign, your birth sign is the sign that you learn in this life. Of course, there are all these other influences, but it's primarily to learn with my birth sign, which is equanimity, and that has to do with Libra or balance. And being part of Libra is this aspect of judgment. And Libra, this is a big thing for Librans to, at least for me, to kind of overcome, to look at a situation and then to quickly judge it and not have the patience or perspective or understanding to just be quiet and just be calm. So in the sunburst cosmology, we have these beautiful 12 virtues, and they are assigned to each month of the year. And it's a fascinating journey for me because I can feel the energy. Right now, we're coming out of the virtue of patience, and that virtue gave us many lessons. And this weekend, we're coming into the virtue of honesty. So, with that in mind, I want to talk about forgiveness and the practice of forgiveness by telling a story, something that happened to me years ago. And as I got into this story and reflecting over the last couple of days, I realized that this story has a lot of, there's a lot to it, and it has a lot of history to it. We're in a place in our society where ideas and concepts are opening up. Past injustices, hurts, are becoming more aware for people as they learn more and more about the tragedies of war, the tragedies of different, even in the family unit, and how there's a great healing going on this planet as we all have the courage. It's another virtue. Have the courage to kind of confront, not really confront, but just open our hearts towards more understanding of all these situations that we find ourselves in. So this experience happened about a little over 30 years ago. I was living in Nevada in the high desert, and the residents had these mobile homes, and they were in a circle, like covered wagons. They were just kind of in a circle out in the middle of nowhere. Um, And from space, this thing looked like basically a UFO landing pad because it had this long landing strip, and then it had all these trailers in a circle, and we were only about 250 miles north of Area 51, but that's the UFO thing. Well, one day I never learned how to drive a tractor, and um, I always did handwork, which was it can be really exhausting, and I got into painting, sign painting. I remember one day though I needed some help with somebody that could drive a tractor, and I just knew the right guy, and so I walked across the court from the trailer park, and I went up to his door, um, and I knocked on the door, and the door flew open. Um, he was a big man. He was probably my height, but well filled out, and he was I wouldn't say like Dolph Lundgren, but he was pretty big. Anyway, he looked at me and then just he yelled, and then he didn't punch me, but he set out this psychic push like this, and I had no idea that this would happen. I mean, what was going on? I mean, so I walked away, and I was really shaken. I was just, what the heck happened? I mean, this situation. So I told a few people, but I kept it to myself. And as the weeks and days passed, I was wondering why I reacted so strongly for that experience. And and then I found out more of the backstory about his relationship with his wife. They were going through a lot of intense problems, and I just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And he rather than direct the anger and frustration to her, he directed it to me. And I realized that more and more. And as I realized that, I just wanted to surround them with love because I think forgiveness starts with understanding and having compassion. Now, this was a situation that was relatively easy compared to some other people that have had experiences that are just more horrific. Because he was a brother, and but it did affect me really emotionally, and I had to kind of come to terms with it. And I ended up, since I was a craft person, I ended up making him a beautiful mandala stained glass, and I came back about 2 months later, and I just presented it to them, and they were smiling, and they really thanked me for it. And I know they apologized. That was, even though the words weren't really spoken. So I thought about this experience, and I said, well, why did I react so strongly? When I came to Sunburst, I met Norm, and he was he was born on the same day as my father, but 7 years younger. So being a strong Aquarian, um, but Norm's nature was so kind and loving, and I just um, it was very healing to me. I remember I'd been in the community about 3 weeks, and I I I was going through all this mental turmoil in my mind about, do I need can do I don't belong here. It's like no one really likes me or something. I felt really alone and distrustful and all these feelings. And I remember one night I was dreaming, and I was lying flat in the meditation room at the farm. That's where we had our first community. And I opened my eyes. It's probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. I opened my eyes, and Norm was standing over me, and he had this big grin on his face and twinkle in his eye, and just smiled. And I woke up in the morning, and I just felt so. A lot of that had been lifted. He helped me process some of that hurt and pain. Um, and I'm still working on it. I'm still working on the forgiveness. And I've seen some counseling and different things with my father, who passed about 20 years ago. But so I just wanted to share that with you, because for me that was the most um, that was really a learning experience. But it gave me an understanding of what the true nature of forgiveness is. And forgiveness is it has to do with love. And what is love? Love is the 12. Love is, in essence, is virtue. And so that if we can be patient, and we can be honest with ourselves, and we can have courage, then these are practices that we can incorporate in our lives to heal from the trauma, from the hurt. Now, everyone has different degrees of it, so it may take being patient. It may take a long time, or being honest. Just be able to understand and become aware of where this is coming from. Um, so forgiveness is not to condone. You don't condone the person that gave you hurt, but you really it, forgiveness is for yourself, and by healing yourself, you don't have an attachment to the other person. But sure enough, that's what Divine Spirit wants us to do, is to heal and to love each other ultimately. So I feel better today, and part of that reason is because I try to meditate morning and evening, and so this is kind of a personal meditation. I just feel like sharing these things with you, and I hope that rather than go through a lot of details, I'd like to read a couple quotes which kind of distill some of the essences that I've been feeling on this topic. Jesus' last words as he left the body on the cross, supposedly, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." If we really want to love, we must learn how to forgive. Mother Teresa. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. Louis B. Smedes. If we really want to love, we must learn how to forgive. So during the week, I've been studying some of the works of Martin Luther King, Thich Nhat Hanh, people that have experienced going through a lot of these situations in war and protest. And Thich Nhat Hanh was really moved me, because during the 60s, he was in a march in New York City, on a peace march in New York City, and Thich Nhat Hanh practiced what he preached. He was in a state of peace and equanimity, and he walked each step. And around him there was a lot of turmoil, people running and cursing, and I don't know if there was tear gas or whatever, but he kept to his guns. He just kept right going straight forward, and that really touched me, because he had reached a state in his life through his experiences and ordeals in Vietnam during the wars there, that he had come to the realization that forgiveness is an act of love, and he practiced that in his life. He met Martin Luther King 2 weeks before Martin Luther King was shot, And Martin Luther King explained to him that the importance of having a group, of getting community and getting a group that can practice the principle of, of peace, of nonviolence, and that this was very important. And Martin Luther King, of course, used a lot of the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, and we see down through the ages, people have been inspired by these great souls who talked about forgiveness is love, and we should really, really, I was really moved by that. I want to talk a little bit about meditation, the importance of meditation, and lead us into a meditation. For me, meditation has been a healing journey, and I hope that as we sit in silence now, that we can really feel the peace and the love between each other. Patty will lead us into the meditation with the sound of the bowls, and will and I'll bring us out. We can't change the past, but we can project a bright and glorious future for ourselves and for each other and for this beautiful planet that we live on. As I come to realize more and more is that divine consciousness that is within me is within everything, all life, all my brothers and sisters throughout this garden world. And as Brother Norm would said so many years ago, that the things that we overcome in the spirit, things that we have the courage to confront and offer up to spirit and keep going, that those things, that energy is broadcast to everyone on this planet and throughout the entire creation. Because with his inner experience, he realized that divine spirit is in everything, outside of the cells of our body and inside the cells. So this practice of forgiveness is going on across this planet. And it's transforming, very transforming. So in the forgotten pastures, overgrown pastures, with the few remaining standing stones, rocks in the deep south, let us give love and honor those who have given their lives and have been in so much pain and are unknown, but are becoming known as each one of their family shares their stories. I'd like to lead a closing prayer, and you can follow if you would like. Dear Spirit, Mother and Father God, thank you for giving us the understanding and the patience and the courage to walk this path through life. And bring your healing to ourselves. And doing so, bringing that healing and understanding to others. Thank you for gathering us together this day. And for blessing us with your divine love. We love you. Amen.
Soham Shivaham, 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 Soham Shivaham. I am that I am, 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 I am that I am. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I am that I am, Soham Shivaham. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I am that I am, Soham Shivaham. Soham Shivaham, 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 Soham Shivaham. I am that I am, 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 I am that I am. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I am that I am, Soham Shivaham. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I am that I am, Soham Shivaham. I am that I am, 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 I am that I am. Soham Shivaham, 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 Soham Shivaham. I'm neither body nor mind, immortal self I am. I am that I am, Soham Shiva.